Hello and welcome to another vlog. I'm in the greenhouse at the moment. It's just started raining. It's a bit wet today. It's the 6th of November, and this is the very final vlog I'll be doing on my Chilli Trio challenge, which I started in, I think it was April. And the idea was to buy one of these cheap kits that you get from places like Wilko and other places. This was only £2, this kit, and see how we get on with planting whatever they supplied us with. And if you've been following this, well, you will know in the playlist when how it started off, and etc, and the little kind of updates I've been given throughout the year. This is the final one. And I planted them here in the greenhouse, and I'm going to show you them in a minute. But the idea behind this challenge was to see the entire growing process from seed to harvest, and to see if these are really worth it for beginners. You know, if you're a particular beginner to growing stuff, if you don't know how chilies grow, and you don't know if they're going to be successful. Well, I would say that chilies are a great thing to grow if you're beginning in gardening, because you can actually grow them inside on a patio, or in a little conservatory or a porch or somewhere like that, and you don't have to have an allotment to grow them. You can grow them in pots. So they're ideal for that. If you've got a greenhouse, you can plant them out to the greenhouse. I've been interested in growing chilies for a long time, and they've always fascinated me, and there's literally thousands of different varieties. Now, in this kit come 3 varieties of chili peppers, and they're all different in growing. The manner of growing and the way they grow are all different. Some chilies are easier to grow than others. Don't think they're all the same, because they're not. The very hot chilies, the things like the Carolina Reaper and the habaneros, have a different growing style to the cayenne peppers and the lady's fingers peppers and various things like that. They are different variations on a theme. They've all got heat, different levels of heat, and in this kit, this Chilli Trio kit, came 3 different types in different heat levels. There was the cayenne pepper, the Niger pepper, and the habanero, and as I go through them lists, they get hotter. Now, my initial impression from particularly looking at them now is I'm not that over enthused by the results, to be honest. It was worth doing, and but I don't think that particularly these varieties are not the best varieties to have chosen. And we'll have a look at them, and you can make your own mind up about that. But I've really enjoyed doing these videos. So let's go and see, and let's start harvesting them. I have to harvest them now, because when the frosts come, the pepper plants will they'll die. They can't cope with the extreme frosts and stuff that we have over winter. Peppers, by nature, they come from South America, are perennials. They grow all year round, and in this climate, the growing season is very short. We only get a few months in the summer to plant from seed and to harvest, and it's not really long enough for a really decent chili harvest. Although you can, I've had various successes with chilies. Some years have been great, some have not. I think the problem with this year is it's been too hot. It's been far too hot for them in here. It's been getting up to 120 in the greenhouse in the middle of summer, and I've even noticed that the chilies have wilted under that stress of heat. They do like heat, but extremes of heat, I don't think any plant can can survive cooking temperatures. Literally cooking in here, you know, in the middle of summer. It was far too hot. Yeah, let's go and have a look at them and see how we got on. Here we have it. 3 different types of chilies grown from the Chilli Challenge kits that I got from Wilko earlier this year. And you can just have a look in here, and you can see some chilies on these tall varieties here. These are cayenne peppers here. None of them have actually ripened in the greenhouse, which I'm quite disappointed by. I'm just wondering whether that was because I planted them a bit late in the season. A lot of chilli growers start about now, in actual fact, growing chilies in November, and yeah, I think it's probably the time that I planted them in April has worked against them. There's not an abundance of them, but there's enough of the cayenne peppers there. So I think the cayennes are quite successful. As you can see, they grow quite tall in habit. I noticed during the hottest part of the year this year that a lot of the flowers that developed started to drop. So that's like nature's way of saying we can't cope with the heat. The plant was under stress. These plants here, Niger peppers, they're slightly hotter than the cayenne peppers, and I'm really disappointed with this lot here because not one fruit has appeared on here. And remember, these were all grown at the same time. Not one fruit has grown there. So yeah, and the last one is the habaneros, the habanero chilies, which are ripening up. And I think out of all of them, these have done really well, the habaneros. Again, that's a squat variety. It grows quite short. Doesn't need a lot of space. I think this would do well in pots. So that one's done very well, but there's only been one plant that's actually survived from all the seedlings that I potted on, and only a few of these. The most successful have been the cayenne peppers. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to harvest them, and let's see exactly how many we've got of each. So let's do that. Okay, that's the total harvest from the Chilli Trio Challenge, as perfectly modelled by Catherine, who's
This is chili.
chilies.
Shall I use it?
You can eat them.
Yeah, they're not Scotch bonnets, are they?
No, they're habaneros.
They're habaneros. They're still spicy though.
Habaneros were the hottest chilies available before Carolina Reaper took over. So they're pretty hot.
Is there not another hot one now after Carolina? No.
I don't know.
Is that still holding the top race?
No, I think there is another
There is one.
There is one.
What about Scotch bonnet? Where does that fall between habanero and Carolina Reaper? I reckon
That's
it's
pretty
the
hot.
next
Well,
one
it's,
to that.
it's down
not
less
that
than
one.
that. So that's it. I mean, that's the entire harvest, which is the most successful out of these are these ones, which are they're cayenne peppers.
Oh.
But they're not. They haven't ripened, so they're not. They haven't turned red. even in the greenhouse. I think it's probably because it was late in the season when I planted them. I did plant them in April, and I really should be getting them in about now for next year, because they have a long growing season, peppers. The only things that were not successful were the Niger chilies, which was the in-between the hot and the cayenne, the habanero and the cayenne. They were the in-between ones, and they haven't fruited at all. So we've got none of them fruits. We've got a limited number of habaneros here. Habaneros, which I've just dropped one, and habaneros, and the rest are cayenne peppers.
Are they all cayenne?
They're all cayenne
right.
peppers, but we should take them home, and they will ripen at home. So was the challenge successful? What do you think, Catherine? Do you think that's a success?
This is from the 3 chili trio we did earlier in the year.
From Wilko's.
This is the total harvest.
That's the total harvest. I haven't harvested any other than today.
And how many plants were in each? How many
Well,
seeds?
there's plants that were here.
Yeah.
The idea was that you could grow. They only gave you 3 pots, so the idea was that
Was it limited amount of seed?
yeah,
Or,
only small amount of seed.
Well, I suppose it's a little decent harvest, but not huge.
Not huge harvest.
No.
It wasn't overly successful.
I mean, if you
was it?
compare to what we grew the previous year, last summer, we
Yeah.
had absolutely abundance of all kinds of chilies.
It's not a great harvest, I've got to admit, but it's something. The kit only cost £2, but you know,
I think those kits are good for first-time growers of
that's
chilies.
what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some of these varieties are not easy to grow.
No, that's true.
The habaneros
it's not
and
easy.
the nigers are not easy to
No.
grow. Not all chilies are equal. You'll think they are.
Some are more
chilies.
equal than others.
Yeah, some are easier to grow than others. Yeah, that's the truth.
As
So
Oscar Wilde once
that's
said.
it. Would I do it again? Possibly I would, but I'd start planting them now. About the
Bit
middle
late,
of November.
yeah. But they don't get them in, do they? If you wanted to do another chili challenge,
No.
you'd have to do it from your own seed.
Yeah. So, but I'm going to start off some seeds in the hydroponic things inside.
Well, how many
Over
chilies did we grow last year?
We grew loads.
It's about 10, 12 different types.
Yeah, we
and
did.
most of them harvested.
Yeah, they did, but
had tons
there were
of them.
there were too many different varieties to keep up with.
Yeah.
So it's just pick a few varieties and go
And
with that.
concentrate on them, the ones you like.
Yep.
Okay.
So you can find the rest of the chili challenge videos on the playlist, and you can watch them all back, and you can binge watch them if you like. It's been an interesting thing to do. I've never done a kind of like from beginning to end. This is the end process now. What I'll do is dig up the plants and we'll compost them, because they will not survive the winter in the greenhouse here. And we'll be getting garlic in here. And
We've got a
stuff
few
like that.
overwintering at home, though.
We've got them. We're going to try overwintering a few in the living room. Small plants, you know. So you can overwinter them, but they any sign of frost and they're goners, you know.
Can I go now? Or am I just a modern?
No, you can go now. Thanks for watching, and like we say, if you've enjoyed the video, give us a comment, and you appreciate the model that we've got in great expense.
I'm in the middle of
Catherine.
lifting beetroot, by the way. And
Lifting beetroot.
doing other things.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go and do something else now.
What, you're going to work on this plot?
I'll try my best. So thanks for watching, and give us a thumbs up, give us a like, and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.